Good morning, my peoples. I'm sorry I'm late. I was writing some very interesting posts on Facebook. I did one on religion. Something came up that caught my eye, and I just feel this is the time that people really, really needed to hear it and understand my take on that. I may read that to you shortly. But we have a special podcast here today. We are going to have John join us today. Uh-oh. And I gotta hurry up and get the link to give to him or he's not gonna be able to join us. So let me work on that real quick. Sorry, I'm a little behind. Uh so, to John. Nope. All right. Okay. John. Okay, so it doesn't have that. Sorry, I had to go to a different one. Damn. All right. Sorry. Just have to give me a minute because if I don't do this, then he won't be able to join us. And we are definitely got to want him here. So I don't know if all of you have heard all the interesting things that have been going on. I didn't really, I haven't had time to listen about it. I try to stay away from the news because I freak out about everything. Well, I can't say that. I'm very sensitive. I don't freak out about everything. I freak out when animals are being hurt, which is a whole nother subject. And I'm trying to keep my sugar levels down, and I just simply didn't have time. Otherwise, I would have looked into it just so I knew what to tell you this morning. But supposedly Trump bombed Iran. Hmm. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have said that on here. Probably give a little red flag now to the show. But, I mean, not like it's a secret. So, and for those of you who have been watching or following me, I rescued a little mourning dove, and Auntie found it first, and Dreamweaver came with me to the rescue place. I had to take multiple photos, and I was trying to call wildlife preservations and stuff like that. Turned out it was Dane County Humane Society. They had a wildlife center there. And I showed him it's a mourning dove. It really needs to be saved. I don't know if it broke its wing, but it's definitely like dislocated or something because it fell out of the nest, but it got impaled on a branch. Its wing did. So I got the wing up out of it, and it was such a cute little baby. He was mild and, trying to find out what was going on because his eyes were still closed. Um, and they said, yes, we can help it, bring it down after all the photos. So I bring it down there, and they said, "Oh, it had a fractured wing, and we know these things don't always turn out well, so we euthanized it." I have been livid over that. I would have raised it myself, and I could figure out it doesn't take a rocket scientist. Wrap a little gauze around its wing so it stays in place like it should while it heals. I mean, my God, it's in its growing years. You don't think those holes can fill in? It's a fracture, not a break. And even if it was broken, can't you set it? I mean, anyway, very, 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 very upset. Especially it happened. I got the news of what they did the same day that I buried Ariana, my bird that died. So, and then the same day we were celebrating Lucky's birthday. I have been on the emotional roller coaster of all get out. Let me tell you. So, it still really bothers me what they did. I think I should have been given the opportunity. If I ever have to bring an animal there in hopes that they'll do something, I'm like, no, you're going to check them out now while I stand here because if you're not going to do anything, I will. That's going to be the bottom damn line because I was told never to trust the Humane Society, and I didn't know Dane County was the same as the one over here. So, damn, you know? So, anyway, that's been my a little bit of an emotional week. And Lucky turned 6 on the good note. And on the crazier note, John's going to be joining us shortly so that he can do a presentation on the astrological energy that we're within, and cause and effect, obviously, and maybe how things may turn out. Not quite sure. All right, so let's say hi to everybody. Oh. For those of you who do not know, or the first time you may be tuning in, my name is Jade. I'm the Violet Sage. I'm a Reiki Master Teacher, healer, psychic medium, author, teacher. There's and so many things. And don't forget, we have the book ad. If anybody's interested in the book, I do have the hardcover on hand. The paperback is $27. The hardcover is $33. It cost me double to make the hardcovers, but I'm only charging you guys $6 more for a hardcover. So that is the deal of a lifetime right now. And if anybody of you have actually purchased one of the books, um, if you can send me a feedback, because I'm going to try to do a special section on my website of the feedback on the book. Because, if you didn't order through Amazon, you're not going to be able to leave feedback on Amazon where the world can really see it. But if you did order from Amazon, please don't forget to leave the very, very important feedback. I'd love to hear what you had to say. I bet people that were here waiting for their next reading, they said, I read 2 chapters and it's so fantastic. So I love, people love the book. I'm really, really happy they did or do. And so I'm very excited for it to get out there. I mean, we are walking into some very tempestuous, crazy, insane times out there. And I think anything that you can obtain to help anchor your focus, do good, protect your energy, your space, and so on. I mean, there's negativity that may be coming at you from unknown sources, and just because people are angry. So it's a really good book to have. Very, very, a lot of helpful information. Okay, so enough of that. Let's see, now let's say good morning. Good morning, Mama. Good morning, Auntie. Good morning, J.E. Good morning, Dreamweaver, Raylene. Healing Sue, thank you so much. Need to change the date on the calendar. What do you mean? Change the date on what calendar, Mom? Oh, June 21st. Well, it's the 22nd. All right, for some reason I thought it was the 21st. Thank you. My mom, she's astute, man. She's on top of it all. She notices everything. And that's good, because my mind's not always here anymore. I've got, always managing about 10 things on my plate, at least at any given time. So let's see, who else? Thank you, Raylene. Okay, and hello and welcome to everybody that's here or watching later. Welcome to the show. All right. Love the book, love the book. Sage and loves the book too. Yep. And I just had another girl say, this book is fantastic. She said, you have to send me some. I'm going to sell some books for you. I said, awesome. But then that's right. Now she lives out in Hill Point. And she's going to try to get together. If you are in the Hill Point area, and please text me at the number that you see below. And if you want to get involved, she's going to set up something at a nearby, I think, restaurant or something where we're going to go in, and I'm going to offer readings and do book signings. So I'm not exactly sure where and when yet, but the phone number is scrolling through below. Please text me on that if you're interested, so I can write your name and number down, and let you know when that's going to be, in case you wish to be there in person. All right. I'm just trying to read what everybody's writing here. Yes, good morning, everyone. All righty. So it is time to dive into what is the energy. Now, I'm going to just start it by actually just tapping into the mediumship and seeing what Spirit has to say about this week for everybody. All right, Spiritual Lord, love, and light, God, this is here today. I ask that you connect me to my guides, guardians, and angels. And what does everyone need to know, especially for this week of June 22nd, 2025? What is the message here for everyone? First of all, before I even get into the message, for all the Geminis and Cancers, happy birthday. I always tend to forget those things. Um, what's going on? Big black hole enters our space now, and they're showing me something that looks like a when you go in for like an MRI, one of those machines they slide you into. Everything was white, then it turned brown all around it, and the cylinder itself is red. Not quite sure what that means. There's a lot of murkiness behind experiments and things that are going on right now too. A lot of times, things that are going on around us are just meant for distraction. Um, and someone else actually told me that yesterday too. And now I'm seeing a group of people off to the side, and they're all green. So there's a healing group going on. There's people are trying to get people together to raise the vibration and try to deflect the negativity that's coming from this. You know, they say adversity always brings people together. Do we really have to have it this way? I say no, but if people aren't willing to shift and look for the light and look for people or, groups to join so they can help raise the vibration and make things better, I mean, the dark ones are eager and heavy at it all the time. We have to be the same. So, lots of healing that's going on for some reason, somehow in the world with all this. They're saying you have to change your mindset. You have to really be clear to your destination of where you want to end up. I guess this is for manifesting. Be clear about what you wish the outcome to be, and always your wording. Watch your wording. Wording is very important. Want leaves you in want, maybe even for that specific thing. So I'm praying to manifest world peace right now. I welcome your assistance in doing this. Show me what it is that I can do to be of assistance in this manner. Things like that. So help the world to be a better place. Please open people's hearts and help them to be kind. Help to bring more income and sanity and peace and happiness into my life. Things like that. These are ways that you avoid the want word. All right. So, all right, we're gonna get out of that one because I feel weird. All right. There's a lot of weird energy going on, and that's just weird. There's this swirling hole that I keep seeing, and I'm not quite sure what it's about, but it's a little freaky. All right. Just want to make sure if John wrote me for anything. Okay, come on. No, we're good there. All right. So let's get started. All right. So today, we use this card this weekend. I haven't used the Sufi deck in a long time. SUFI, Sufi. So let's see what Sufi has to say. I think we really need to start tapping into more of the all-knowing and all-seeing ones. Spirit. What's best can help everyone in their path in life for this week of June 22nd, 2025. Huh, that's good. You can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Live in the moment. What are you looking for? What you are looking for is within you. It's already there. You just have to manifest it into being. You have to work towards it. Set a goal. Do it. Stop talking about it. Just get it done. And, if you're like, you don't know how to start, just put one foot in front of the other. Start doing searches online or, searches in your town or whatever. That's putting one foot in front of the other. That is a start. Now you're telling the universe, this is what she wants. This is what he wants. This is what they're looking for. let's help them find it. So you must just keep already start putting one foot in front of the other. So living in the moment, you're not worried about the future. I mean, it is good to plan for the future, like when we know we're heading for some really rough times in the world. So if there's anything you can do to secure your family unit, your home, the way you're going to eat in the future, things like that. Anything you can do, maybe collect some candles in case there's a time we're without electric. I don't know what we're going to do for air cooling because there's no way to make ice or anything to even cool off that way. But, storing some water, putting water on the side. So those are the things that you could do, but don't do it with fear. Do it just with the thought of preservation. You are finding ways to work amongst the shitstorm we may be forced to live within. It's, not your fault. It's just like, okay, what can I do to make sure I don't have a reason to panic? Because you have everything set, right? So you do things like that. But other than that, live in the moment. Don't worry about the future so much. Like, all right, what can I do today to make me feel better and secure what I am hoping for today? Do that. Hang on a second. I think I got a skipping CD. Oh, that sounded weird. That means already it's acting up. I've seen something that the solar flare already in one part of the world did knock out like telephone communications and stuff like that. And there was a time where we were having a really extra hard time with things here. So I'm telling you, the EMFs, if you can find a way to protect your space, yourself, some of your equipment, do you have an extra laptop, extra phone, wrap it in tinfoil or something, stick it down. I have stuff in another bin in my basement that's coated with foil inside. Would do outside, but if you're sliding it around, you're just going to rip it. And everything inside of it is also wrapped. So it's double protection because if an EMF hits, which the solar flare can send our way, it doesn't have to be war generated. It could just be natural causes or, God, universe, whatever. So, protect your things that you think, and batteries, stuff like that, because it will knock out everything. Seriously. I'm praying it doesn't happen during the freaking heat wave or the freeze of the winter, right? So, keep those things in mind. All right. The magical forest. We're going to do the magical forest oracle. Let's see what they have to say. All right, Spirit. What's best going to help everyone in their path in life, especially for this week of June 22nd? That came out easy. That was easy. I got to find my button that used to say that. Pursue happiness. I can't agree more. All right. Never apologize for what brings you joy. Only you understand where you truly belong and where you can find your safe space. Follow your bliss. We don't, what are they called? Narcissists are coming out of the woodwork. They've always been there, but no one ever had a label for it before. They do now. And there's a lot of people who suck you in and utilize your energy, your talents, and your whatever, and they put fear into you. It's just like the GOV, They put fear into you to get what they want from you. They want you to turn yourself in so they can, prick you with something or, put things in you that don't belong there so they can control you. So that kind of thing. So watch the people you surround yourself with is where I'm going with this. If they drain you or only take from you, then you might need to rethink that. I mean, there are people who are genuinely needy because they really can't fend for themselves, but at the same time, you should not be their only source of help. So, advocates, other people, if you keep giving them, they'll never ask anybody else. So sometimes you just have to back off and let them say, well, I do have some other friends. If people are afraid to open their mouth and ask for help or ask for assistance. So you're not helping them if you're disabling them. It's kind of like the tough love things with your kids. So you have to really be careful, be picky and choosy. Like, you know what, I really think that you can do this yourself, or it's time that you ask someone else for a little assistance because I have things to tend to myself and I'm a little burnt out and I got 5 other people I'm helping. That's usually my cause. You are not the only one I'm helping. So it's, yeah. Whew. And of course, my focus of help is the animals because they literally can't fend for themselves. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. Like that bird, for instance, if I left that bird on the ground, if it would have been baked in the sun, first of all, it wasn't fledging enough yet. It didn't have enough feathers to fly or escape or hop away on its own even. It would have gotten eaten. I had to intervene. At least my conscience told me I had to. So, things like that. All right. I always have so many examples to give you. Isn't that wonderful? That just means I've had a very interesting, active, busy life. All right, let's see what else we have. We're going to do the soul cards. Soul cards. I love it. All right, Spirit. Let me pick the proper card that best helps everyone in their path in life. And every time I hit these cards, they always tell me 2 of them because some things may hit home more for others than others. So help me pick the 2 cards that best help everyone in their path in life. There's so many that want to come out right now. All right, I'm taking that one because it was just staring at me, sticking out of the deck. Didn't jump, but it was out there. Okay. So this one is the first one. These are the cards that are really good for taking screenshots of, because it's a lot to remember. When was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? We so need to uplift the energy around here, all up in this place, right? All right. So here we go. Go back to a moment when you laughed so hard you almost peed your pants or did. Feel the laughter grow in your body, your cheeks hurting, your eyes watering. Maybe there was even a snort or two. Yeah, I'll do that. Laughter is healing. It reminds us to take life less seriously and find the joy in the little things. Note to self, laugh more often. Today's soul action, make somebody laugh today. That is like my personal challenge. I do that every day. I come from a family of comedians on my father's side, and it was always trying to make people laugh, and especially if they're sad. And I'll just keep cracking jokes and saying off the wall stuff until they laugh. So I'm very thankful I have that talent. See, something to be thankful for. Find those things you're thankful for too and utilize them. They may really be what someone else needs. All right, the next card is, what do I resist feeling right now? Let me count the many. Me, I have to resist feeling certain things just to keep myself centered and not making my sugar go up. All right, so, but some of you might be resisting things because you don't want to deal with it. But if you deal with it, then you can finally move it out of your screen of your mind and be done. So we have to feel it to heal it. In order to let go of pain, we first have to honor its existence. And actually, I have been. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it all, we can then release what no longer serves us. So true. Please take a screenshot of this. Today is soul action. Allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you, no matter how long it lasts. I think we got this last week. Then release it back into the ocean. Feel it, heal it, enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. So I'm like, all right, me holding on. Again, the bird situation was just very recent. So that's my example right now. But I think about it. It bothers me. But I felt it for an entire day because I really needed to. And then it's like, okay, there's really nothing else I can do about it. Yes, it's sad, and anytime I think about it, I get a little sad, but it's all right. It's messed up, but obviously things happen the way they're supposed to, even though we don't like it, and we can see other opportunities or other ways it could have gone, but somehow that was the way it was supposed to go. So maybe if you tell yourself that, it can help. All right. So now on to me asking everybody, please, at this moment, please like, share, subscribe. Um, Put positive comments in the comments section. And don't forget, I'm telling everybody that might be here on Facebook, if it's possible for you to go ahead and look for this on YouTube and sign up on YouTube. Pretty soon, I'm cutting Facebook. Pretty soon I might be cutting Facebook off or I'll be doing something different on Facebook. Because if I get rid of StreamYard because I can't afford it, I don't want to say the word I can't afford it. Now, see, this is where you catch yourself saying negative things. I don't wish to pay for something that I'm not being well supported on financially. If it were different, I would keep it, but it's not, so I won't. There we go. All right. Get that word can't out of your vocabulary. All right, so, see, I learned too. We're all human. We were put here in these human bodies. So anyway, if you can please find it on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. That greatly helps me. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other shows. I know I'm always pretty busy, but once in a while I will surprise you and do a pop on with some other information. Might do some crystal ball bingo. Feel a need that I should be doing something. But my mom is coming in. My mom is going to be here on the 5th of July for like 3 weeks. So I doubt I'm going to be stopping to do any extra special shows during that time. But look forward to it later on, especially on like super hot days. It's like, what should I do today that'll benefit everybody? I'm always thinking that way. It's a really nice thing to adopt for yourself, but it's important never to forget about yourself. What do you need? That sort of thing. And I'm surprised, a lot of people aren't on today that are normally on, because I usually have at least 10 viewers at a time. But those who might have to just check in later, maybe they're finally out swimming at a pool. We finally got our pool passes, and now it's either going to rain or it's just so hot you can't even breathe out there. But hopefully they'll see this later, because we got John coming on after this. All right. And don't forget, if you wish to get a personal reading, now would be the time to follow the information through below and pay for your donation so you can get your reading. Coming up soon. All right, Spirit, using the trinkets, what's best going to help everyone in their path from life, especially for this week of June 22nd, 2025. Oh my goodness, I'm getting this a lot. So we have the copper bracelet, which you need extra energy right now to get things done. Adding the extra energy source to your crystals and things like that, or gemstones you may wear or carry with you, or ones that you have set in certain place, in like if you have a crystal pyramid in the middle of your room or your business or desk or kitchen table or dining room table where a lot of people go, your healing room, add some copper to it. It will amplify that energy. So we need to amplify our positive energy the best that we can in whatever way we can. All right. Using the small bowl again today. Okay, Spirit, what stone is best going to help everyone in their path in life for this week, especially of June 22nd, 2025? Sodalite. Did we get that last week? Sodalite. So this could just be the energy for the month even. Sodalite helps you make smart choices. It is a grounding stone. It's also a protective stone. They're giving me the words, amplifies your wishes. Interesting. Here's that amplification thing. Could you imagine if it already amplifies and putting some wire, wrap it with some copper or something? So let's go ahead and ask Google. What are the metaphysical properties of sodalite?
According to Fire Mountain Gems, Sodalite is linked to both the throat chakra and the third eye chakra. It is thought to encourage clear communication, intuition, and spiritual growth.
See all those little sparkles there? Yes, that is the third eye color. And the throat to help you speak what you need to speak. Tell people what you need to tell them. Set them straight. Say, hey, stop sucking off my energy. Hey, you need to do this. It's time that you do this for yourself. Hey, don't do that to me. I don't like it. It's very uncomfortable. You know, whatever you need to speak, you need to speak. Or if people are really messing things up for you, or, we work with a lot of people who are really, really stubborn too. And you're just like, hey, I may not be the boss, but you would really be smart to do it this way. Or you are the boss. It's like, you really need to do this. I know people who are very super kind in their bosses, and they don't speak what they should speak to their employees because they're too kind. Like, they'll give them all the holidays off instead of making them work a holiday. So this person never gets a holiday themselves, the one that owns the business. I'm like, that's not how business is supposed to go. It's nice if you put yourself on the same schedule. Like, hey, we said every third Thursday you have to work this shift, then it's your turn. Even if it's the boss, then it's your turn. But don't let people walk all over you. You really need to speak up. These things just come out of me, so it must be something somebody needs to hear. So it's time to put your foot down, but in the knowledgeable way. No one says you have to be mean or rude or, any of that stuff. Oh boy, that's John. So let's find out what's going on. Hello. I did send it to you. Yeah. Oh, okay. Bye. Huh? What? Nothing. I am live and they're hearing the conversation. Yes. Okay. Bye. He did not look on his email for the link. He was waiting for me to send it to him in a text, which I can't do via my computer. All right. So, la 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 la. So it's an awakener of the brow chakra. This is going to help you to kick in your intuition. What is it that you need to know? Maybe it's, what next steps do I need to bring what I desire into my life? Who do I need to contact? Put the cart before the horse. You don't want to do that. So it's like, all right, do I call a lawyer first? Do I fill out papers first? Do I get things going? Do I call the person first? Do I make this? Do I add this to my business first? Or do I wait and I do this first with my business? Should I update all my clientele list, or should I just get right to the guts and the gusto of it? There's a million things that people need to decide every day. And this is going to also really greatly help you make those decisions that are really important and vital to support you in whatever it is you choose to do. But it also helps you to connect with your guides, guardians, and angels. So that is a really good stone to use. Hold it in your hand when you're trying to connect with them. It may help to bring a stronger and a better bond and connection. So, there's so many things you can really utilize Sodalite for. So get to it. That also is the color of blue. Blue stands for peace. So it'll also help to give you more peace of mind on things as well. So utilize that. You missed the earlier part. I'll catch up later today. Oh, hi, Colleen. Well, you're getting it just in time because John's going to join us today. You're going to love it. All right. So that is that for today. Being we have John coming on and he's only got 20 minutes left now, we are actually, I'm sorry to say, we're going to skip the free reading portion because we just have to. All right. If anybody paid for a reading, you have to let me know now. Otherwise, we will save it for another day, or you can text me at the number below and we can do that another time. It does not have to be live on the air. Okay. All right. So we are going to let John in here as soon as I see that he has joined us. And, I wanted to do one thing. All right. Anybody have a quick question? Well, he's really going to have to talk fast. I brought out it's a little Lucky Stars. It's a little Chinese box, and I saved all the little things from the fortune cookies. So I was going to pull something out for a few of you. Anybody want one? We could do it real quick while we're waiting for John. I just ask, what is the message for the day? Out of confusion comes new patterns. Oh my God, what a great message. That goes hand in hand. We always say, can't make this shit up. Oh, that's John. You can't get on. Hello. Oh, okay. All right. Goodbye. He says, I think I was in such a hurry that I didn't actually send the link. I just composed and sent nothing. See, yeah, that's not going to get it, is it? Wow. Send. There we go. Wonder why he's not joining us. That's so funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. We're just gonna have to go over today. So, out of confusion comes new patterns. That is like so cool, especially what's going on in the world right now. In case people want to screenshot it, it's a really good message. Out of confusion comes new patterns. All right, for mom, she says, "How will my trip go? How will my trip go?" What? Oh my goodness! I'm sorry. How can you get a blank one? Wow. Nobody knows? Gotta have to ask that again. Oh my goodness. Wait. There's writing on the back, but I think it was. Oh, wait, no. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You can't make this shit up. You just cannot make this shit up. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. Wait. I just seen one word and I didn't even read it all yet. Oh, come on. You will travel far and wide, both for pleasure and business. Oh, that's so good. I'm glad I got a good laugh for today. Yes, you're going to travel far away. So, business, you might be helping me with something for business, Mom. Maybe we're going to create something together while you're here. So awesome. Wow. Okay, here's John. All right, everybody. I can't wait to hear what he's got to say.
Yep.
Here
Hey
it is.
everybody, how you guys all doing? I also gotta bring up. Sorry for the late appearance. I was just middle of stuff. So yeah, it's been a lot of crazy couple of weeks. I mean, the politics, the world in general is just getting more and more crazier and more whack. Crazy. So yeah, okay. I wanted to just ask you guys a simple question. How has your guys' life changed since around middle of May? Because I told you guys the last time I was on, no, not the last time, but before, I mentioned that the spring to the summer, things would be a lot louder. I mean, there were obviously certain themes similar happening. You have the Civil War happen. We nearly had a civil uprising over the no kings things with Trump. And we're basically on a razor's edge on World War III in the Middle East. And this is all because, again, all the signs are changing from ground and water into fire and air. For me personally, this has helped me tremendously. I got a job as a really good contracted web design job. My long-term goal has always been to be a web developer, and I'm making a lot of money and I'm succeeding a lot, and I love it. And so, it's been great for me. And basically what's happening is that in the fall, they're going to do one final dance into ground and water. Saturn is going to go back into Pisces, and Uranus, it goes into Gemini, where things are going to go really, really quick. And then it'll go back into Taurus for a bit. But next spring to summer, that's when things get loud and there's no stopping. This is kind of, I guess, a final test run of what things are going to happen. And in general, this is something that I want to feature. I'm going to bring this up in a second too about at this point, time is speeding up. I mean, Jade, would you agree? It seems to me that there's a lot more energetic frequency changes with everything and everything going on. What do you think?
Yes, in order to talk, I had to put myself back up there. But there's a lot of targeting. There's been some ups and downs. It's actually been a very big roller coaster.
Yeah, exactly. And so we're at this point where there's basically, again, I don't want to talk too much about the split, but like I think it really is multiple different realities where if you go down the base astrology and just feel things, it basically goes down the linear new world order template where so we all digress, everything gets all chips, biotech, whatever. And I think we're at a point where, with astrology, just because you have a bad placement doesn't necessarily mean it's always bad. And people can rise above through harsh things as well, too. Right now, people have had literally almost 4 years of this incubation where during the disease of 2020, I can't say it because I don't want to get Jade shadow banned, but you know what I'm talking about, the disease of 2020 that emerged. People have been able to adapt and change their lives. And now it's basically saying, are you really aligned? Do you really want this test to be happen? And so if you just go full steam ahead with what you love doing, then it's going to be amazing. You're going to feel like an amazing world. A new world is opening up, an infinite of possibilities. If you're going to if you're going to be trapped and just believe the hype of the media and believe the hype of everything, it's going to be really, really bad. So I don't know, Jade, you're probably not familiar. There's people like Whitney Webb, Candace Owens, and all these other people who expose all the dark and everything. But, it just feels like at a certain point, you don't need to be this pessimistic, so to speak. It's kind of like, that there's a lot of crap inside of your sink or inside of the drain, and you just keep going down that hole, going down and down and down. And I actually don't even want to pay any attention to the news as much because people's thoughts are beginning to manifest a lot quicker. And it's not gonna stop. I mean, if you thought things were fast now, things are not gonna slow. They're gonna speed up. They're gonna get faster. Uranus hasn't even gone into Gemini. Every time Uranus went into Gemini, you had that was a Battle of Lexington. When a bunch of rebels shot against people. You had World War II. You had World War energy and everything else. I don't personally believe that we will have a full-on global war until next year at the very earliest. But I definitely think, again, things are going to be loud and loud and loud. Things are going to get a lot louder, so to speak. And again, I'm going to share my screen and let me know if you guys can see it. But I'm going to talk again. I don't have a lot of time with Jay, but I want to briefly mention a bit about Israel and everything too, because it's like why are we supporting a crusade and other stuff? But going back to the thing that I had, this picture right here. So I've been telling everybody this. Let's see if I can actually get this picture. I don't know if it'll actually load or not. Give it a second. Okay, so this is the eclipse that was happening. I was trying to tell you guys about. So in 2017, we had an eclipse that was similar to the one that brought the Civil War, North versus South. Gay versus trans, liberal versus Republicans, etc. But then in 2024 in April, remember, that's when you had Israel, the whole Hamas thing that happened, where the hanging glider came and shot all the people, and they got involved in Israel for whatever reason, and now we're bombing Iran just because or whatever. Now you're seeing a division, a fraction. You've seen it. I told you guys this would happen, where you have all the MAGA people who love Trump and who want to go fight in some crusade against Islam for no reason at all. Then you have other moderate people who are like, I want to have America first. I don't really want to get involved in another war. I want to focus on, giving all that printing of money, give it to the people. I want to be able to, I support him, but I don't like what he's doing. And I kind of don't like that. And I want to libertarian, so to speak. And on the other side, you have all the Democratic people who love Kamala, who love Obama, all the people you saw protesting, the trans community, the people in California burning down things and trying to destroy America. Those are one side. And then the other one are the moderate Democrats who are like, no, I mean, we were never supposed to be violent. We like being, kind to people. We just want to just be able to have our own nation. Just because I don't like Trump doesn't mean I want to destroy our nation. We can still somehow, come back together. And again, this is just gonna get more and more and more. So that's why again, with Neptune and Aries, you add the Civil War. The Neptune and Aries, things are now more warlike. Aries is war. It's the ram. Think Pisces was all about, relaxing, being more jovial. You let all the immigration in. And I want to say, if you really, really want to be I don't want to be too dark. I don't know if I can actually find this. I don't think I can actually find this thing. I don't know if I'll actually be able to see it, but can you guys see my screen, by the way? Good, you can. So this is something that I'm going to play that in 2000, this was made over 10 years ago. This is why the immigration in Europe got bad. I'm just going to say it. This is what the plan was all along. Listen to this, and this will basically explain why you had all these immigrants in Europe and everything else. So take a look. It's a minute long, and I want to hear if people can hear me. So this is pretty much what Neptune. Look at that. See? Look, this is a very, very cryptic thing. But listen.
Can't hear it, John. Just wanted to let you know. Are we supposed to be hearing it too?
Hear me?
Are we supposed to be hearing it also? Because we're not hearing it.
Oh, you're not hearing it? Okay.
No.
Sorry, I thought it was. I guess my thing's not working. But basically, she was saying that we need, if you really read the text, I think there's because at this point in time, we have multicultural, that must take place. We are going to be monolithic societies that we were for the last. These are going to be the center of that. It's a huge transformation for Europe to make. And they're now going into the multicultural mode and without that transformation. So she basically was saying this was made, when was this? This was made all the way back in 2015. And what has happened since 2015 in Europe? Well, if you haven't been paying attention in the news, in the UK, they've been basically silencing people. Like, if you basically talk out, like, there was a case where a Muslim person raped a woman and she called the police, and the police arrested the woman for being racist towards the person. Like, they basically want to make order out of chaos. And this goes back to the point that I'm trying to get at is you need to you need to just be happy, not be happy, but what I'm trying to say is, you could be pessimistic and go down the route of looking at every dark corner, but I think at this point, they're trying to get people afraid and fearful when they're really not as powerful as people think. That makes any sense. I'm curious. I want to see what people have said. I want to make sure I'm not missing it before I go on any further. But that was a person literally saying all the way back, in 2015 that we're basically going to flood the country with people, and to the point where Europe isn't even recognizing it anymore. You know, and then again, that's what's happened in Europe, and we were kind of at that point, but now they're trying to basically clean up all the immigrants and stuff too. Hey, so what do you guys think so far? Do you guys have any other questions? I don't want to go too far.
Uh,
Anything for you, Jade?
I'm thinking. I'm multitasking at the same time over here. So,
I know it's a lot. I'm basically
so
giving.
the energy. So do we know? Like, all right. So you basically the outcome is not to worry. The things are just that are happening now well, a lot of even things other than the actual happenings are trying to just kind of like sidetrack us, so we're not really paying attention to what's really happening. Isn't that true?
Yes, because like I said, you have to understand that the Earth as an entity and everything else, we're going through a lot of solar spot rays, and I've mentioned this before, the grand solar minimum, and I think in like 2040 it's going to peak, like basically 2012 stretched out over the next like 20 years, and it's going to start really kicking off with everything, and that's why there's so much stuff going on, all this noise. And that's why I'm saying that when people are aligned with their creator, with their higher power. With me again, when I moved to Boston, my life has gotten so much better. It's going to get better and better for people, and people who choose to stay within the 3D thoughts of, oh my God, I'm not protected. There's going to be war. It's going to affect me. They're going to embody that mindset and be basically, we're already controlled. You don't need to have a chip in your arm or any like vaccine stuff. The media has already basically brainwashed all of us to just think the craziest things. Like, why would you ever believe that it's okay to support a nation that just bombs every single person in the Holy Land? They're ethnically cleansing all these people, and we're just supposed to support them? And because some terrorist hang glided onto something last year and shot some people, now we have to go bomb and destroy all of Iran. Iran, honestly, in my opinion, why can't have Iran have nuclear weapons? Every nation should have the ability to defend itself. I mean, it just makes sense. Like every time throughout history, a nation tries to subjugate a land, they have to continuously apply fear and oppression until they can brainwash the next generation to destroy their culture and basically become immigrated part of the main country. The problem is Israel's not next to America. All we're doing is pissing off the whole world and making us hate us. Like that's not something that I want to be on board with. I mean, I love our country. I love America what it stands. That's why I'm wearing this Marine shirt. I love America. I just don't want to fight in some stupid bankers war that has nothing to do with me, you know. And so that's why I'm saying, like, just let things unravel the way that they're supposed to unravel. Because I think at the end of the day, we're going to be able to have our own stuff long term. And it's good. Again, there's going to be some social upheaval, but again, it's all about just embodying oneself through these and just, being aligned with yourself and just, not being pulled into the madness. I mean, like Jade, to answer your question, what they're trying to do is to combine Christianity and Judaism into this weird hybrid thing, and basically make war on the Middle East and vice versa. And it's just like a giant thing, and you're going to see that a lot next year. I think. Iran. I think it's not gonna evolve into a major thing. It might, chance it might, free will, but I don't think it's going to. I think we're about to witness next week's going to be the zenith of all the action, and then it's going to slowly dial down. But then next year, something in the spring to summer, it's going to ramp up again, and then it's going to just keep going, so to speak. But remember, we're in very, very interesting times, very, very profited times and all this other stuff.
So everybody's kind of like holding back, not doing spending. I mean, we don't know when that solar flare itself is going to hit,
Well,
but
no,
it's interesting. The things I've been reading and looking at, it seems like it's going to hit at a time when war is here. This way, all of a sudden, when we get hit with the MF, we're all going to think it was due to the war, not
Well, I'll give
the
you a
sun.
perfect example. Jade, I'll give you a perfect example. I actually want to share my screen again really quickly. So there was this solar flare that knocked out all the power in Spain. Okay, completely. Like again, this is the point where even
Yes,
the
I think I just heard that. Yeah.
yes. So you understand that was because of the sun. Spain, no power. You under now we've heard news of how China, when they install all of our solar things, whatever, they can just flip the script and like destroy all of our power. They can like it's kind of like clicking a button, it destroys all the solar flares in our country. Why couldn't they also make a false flag and say, "Oh, the Chinese cut off the power to America"? No, it's because I mean, yes, that may be the case, but it also could be because of the solar flare. That's what I'm saying. They're trying to get as many ideas in your head about the upcoming events and make it look like they have all the advanced technology. In reality, a lot of it is just the sun, or a lot of it is just the other stuff too. And that's again with climate change. They've been priming us that in the second that all these natural disasters start happening, it's going to make people believe certain things and go into it, so to speak.
Yeah,
Um,
because right here they're saying it's no, it wasn't the solar flares that I'm
But it
reading.
was, but it was. See, this is AI. So you remember the AI stuff, it lies a lot. And my biggest qualm with AI is that it's super helpful, but do not rely upon it too much because they could just whitewash history. For instance, have you heard of DeepSeek, Jade?
I know I heard of it where they were just finding out all the interesting things that have been buried. I mean, they bombed and did so much that they buried civilizations that we never heard about. Our whole history, where these giants came from, and the whole
Yeah,
nine yards. They
yeah.
hid everything from us.
I think we're gonna see stuff though with Pluto and Aquarius. You're gonna over time, you're gonna start seeing more and more ancient ruins they haven't been able to discover that'll question the narrative. You already found beneath Gaza all those ancient stuff. So DeepSeek is the Chinese version of Chat GPT. It was basically a knockoff. They cloned Chat GPT and made it into their own thing. If you were to go on to DeepSeek right now, and I'm sorry for being political, but I don't want to log in. But if you go on to DeepSeek and you type in, is Taiwan a country? It'll say, no, it's not. Do you understand that? Like, because again, the Chinese
Yeah.
propaganda, the Chinese think that Taiwan is a cold country. So that's what I'm saying is that whether there's nothing wrong with AI. The problem is who is the one building it? They have a bias towards it. Obviously, if some sort of North Korea makes one, it's going to be biased to the U.S. and vice versa. So that's why I'm saying trust but
Yeah,
verify.
just like even Snopes.com, when there's, if you go and it's like, well, was this propaganda about this thing correct? And then they'll say no because they're trying to hide it. So even you can't ever trust that because they're going to hide what they want to hide, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. People want to make sure. Can people hear me? People can't hear anything.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can
but
hear
yeah.
you.
So yeah. So to answer your question, just to sum it up, because I don't want to go too far along. Just in your life right now, this is a peak of what it will be for you. For me, it's been like I said, it's been a lot of ups and downs, but I've started to achieve financial success, and it's been really, really, really good for me. And I think it's going to, and it's going to continue. Look, whether war gets declared or not, I know that whatever is supposed to happen is supposed to happen, and there's nothing that I can do about it. And I don't getting fearful about it just makes people just again do things or behave in certain ways they're not supposed to behave. You know, so yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you, John, for joining us today. And whenever you want to come on or do anything else, just let me know. Next week, we will most likely have Andrew back on to offer a couple little mini readings as well. He did really, really excellent over at the Kanamichi wine bar. He came out, he was so cute the way he does. He goes, I'm on fire. He goes, he was too. He was doing really good. So, we love having you guys on, and so just let me know when you think that you want to be on again, and we can get you in here. We all love having you. Um,
Yeah,
so now I got to go get some water on this extremely hot day here
hey,
today.
it's hot in New
What's the
England
temperature
too.
over there? What's
We're having
temperature
a
there?
heat wave in New England,
What's temperature?
like 90 right now.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you're having what we're having then. I just
Yeah.
feel sorry for the animals that are stuck out in this because not just hot, it's also humid, which makes it worse.
Well, again, this is why I'm saying Saturn and Neptune and Aries, and I think towards the end of the decade, that's when it's going to get cooler. It's kind of like a Game of Thrones, winter is coming, and then towards the end, it starts, it's gonna. That's but yeah, but that'll you'll see it around. But yeah, so anyway, all right, you guys. Hey, thank you for having me on, Jade. I enjoyed
Yes.
talking to you, and I wish you well. All right,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, John. All
I'll
right,
be
everybody.
I'll be in YouTube
Huh?
for some of your questions.
Do what?
Have a good one, you guys.
Good one. Bye. All right, everybody. Thank you so, so much for tuning in today. Sorry I was a little late. Hopefully, everybody got a little something out of that. And we will see you all again next weekend. It's the 29th. So, Sunday the 29th, we should be on. And Again, if you want a book or something, please contact me. It's probably like $5.50 shipping for the paperback, and it's probably like $6 or $6.50 for the hardcover because it's heavier. But let me know, and if you plan to come in for a shopping trip, or you want a reading over the phone or in person or whatever, a healing, let me know. And we will see you next week. And next week we'll probably have Andrew. I didn't get a definite from him yet, so I don't want to, say he's going to be on and he won't be. But most likely he will be, because he was going to do it today. And then with all the things going on, I figured it was more important to hear what John had to say right now. So, all right. Much love and light to you all. And we will see you all next week. Thank you. And stay cool. And don't forget to hydrate. Namaste.